my sister and I, well, we took over Dudley Anderson Utsi and ran it for, I guess, about 13 years. And that was a major thing, that the men working in the firm when we took it over didn't want to work for women, and they left with their industrial accounts. And so we were left with the food business. So we started to build on that, and using the kind of theme line behind it all, that we know women and therefore we could market to women. But then we began to expand, and we did manage to get some other accounts, and one of them was the city of Little Rock, who wanted to improve their image, and we sent people out to Little Rock to take pictures of the city and to interview people even on the street and so on, to see how they felt about the city. And when we made the presentation, we surrounded them with pictures of Little Rock and taped voices and so on, and we won the account. And I headed up the team that went out to Little Rock and to get full briefing and so on, and I had to speak to all kinds of groups, and you know, the Chamber of Commerce, and just a lot of them. And sometimes I wouldn't even be told I had to speak until I got there. But after one of them, a man came up to me and said, "I never thought we would ever hire a firm headed by women, but I'm glad we did." So that was very rewarding. And so we then sold it to Ogilvy and Mather, and because basically my sister, who was 7 years older than I, wanted to retire within a couple of years, and so she wanted to begin her exit from the business, and that was one way to do it. And I stayed there until they bought Adams and Reinhardt, and the head of Adams and Reinhardt took over, and he really didn't understand our firm or what we did or how we did it. And after a short while after he took over, he called my sister and me in and said, "Well, you call a staff meeting this afternoon and tell them that they have a new head of this part of our PR business." And just like that. So we were basically made vice presidents again, and after a few years, or after a couple of years, I didn't have any respect for who they put in charge, and so I decided to leave. And there were a couple of people that wanted to start an agency too. One was an account executive that I had worked with. Another was Jerry Cooper, who was with Amoco at that time and wanted to move east. And so the three of us started Hunter Mackenzie Cooper. And Jerry found that he was more comfortable in corporate public relations, so he left after about, I think, a year and a half. And eventually the other partner and I sort of had a disagreement, and since I had controlling interest in the firm, I decided it was better that she left. So then I became the sole owner of the firm. And when I decided to retire, after looking into a lot of offers, because we had many from various companies, and my key staff wanted to stay independent, so I eventually sold it to them, like 5 senior members in the firm. And they have just gone gangbusters with it. They've really done a fabulous job with the firm, and I am very proud of them. And you know, and I'm very proud of the fact that they have kept the name, and they keep me involved to at least some degree always. And you know, I'm part of their history, and they are not ashamed of it. So that's really great.